Jesus is reaching out to you right now. This is not a coincidence. This is a divine moment. He has something important to say to your heart, something that could change everything. Have you been feeling overwhelmed, lost, tired of carrying the weight on your own? Then stop scrolling, because this urgent message from heaven is meant for you. He's not angry with you. He's not disappointed. He's calling you by name, with love in his eyes and healing in his hands. So take a deep breath and listen closely, because Jesus says, I need to talk to you. You're not being punished, you're being trusted. God knows what he put inside of you. He sees the strength, the endurance, the resilience. That's why the battle is so fierce. The enemy only attacks what threatens him. If you weren't called, chosen, and carrying something great, he'd leave you alone. But you're a threat. You carry destiny. You're anointed to shift atmospheres, to speak life, to impact generations. That's why the warfare has been intense. But take heart. God is using it to train you for the victory ahead. Every chapter of your story is connected. It may not make sense now, but one day, you'll look back and understand how every twist and turn had purpose. The betrayals, the delays, the sudden changes, they all led you closer to him. Nothing is wasted. Every detour was divine. Every no made room for a better yes. Every door that closed led you to the right one. Trust the author of your story. He's writing something beautiful. Your healing is coming. Not just physical healing, but emotional, spiritual, and relational restoration. God is reaching into the deep places, into the wounds you forgot you had, into the pain you never fully processed. And he's bringing peace. He's speaking life. He's removing bitterness, breaking strongholds, and refreshing your soul. Healing is often messy, but it's always holy. Stay open. Stay surrendered. God is doing a new thing. You're not behind. You're being refined. Comparison will convince you that you're too late, that you missed your moment. But God is not bound by human timelines. You are right where you need to be. Your journey is unique. Your process is sacred. Don't measure your life by someone else's progress. Measure it by God's promises. He's not late. He's precise. And when he moves, it will happen suddenly. Redirection is protection. That thing you lost, that opportunity that passed, that person who walked away, it may have broken your heart, but it didn't break God's plan. What didn't work out was never meant to. God closed the door to protect your purpose. He allowed the shift to realign your steps. Sometimes his no is the greatest act of love. One day you'll thank him for the things he didn't allow. God is still the restorer. He restores what the locusts have eaten. He rebuilds what was torn down. He revives dead dreams and resurrects what others thought was over. Don't bury what God still wants to breathe on. He's not finished. The promise still stands. The vision is still alive. Restoration is coming, pressed down, shaken together, and running over. Of course, let's continue with more powerful, detailed, and fresh Christian motivational messages rooted in the theme. With God, there is no pain without purpose, and no season without reason. What you've walked through will not be wasted. Here's the next extended portion. Every tear has watered your future. You may not realize it, but those nights you cried were not in vain. Heaven records every tear. Not one drop has gone unnoticed. In fact, those tears have been watering the very seeds God planted in your life long ago. The sorrow, the groaning, the aching. It's all been preparation for something beautiful. And soon, you will walk into a harvest that makes you say, this was worth it. Every single tear was worth it. Your future will be full of laughter, joy, and answered prayers. It's coming. He's using your pain as a platform. That thing you thought would disqualify you is the very thing God will use to amplify his glory through your life. Your pain will become your platform, your weakness, your testimony, your scars, your sermons. People will see the light of God not because you've had it easy, but because you've walked through the fire and still stand tall. You're proof that God can use anyone, heal anything, and redeem every past mistake for divine purpose. Sometimes the silence is sacred. You may be in a season where God feels quiet, where heaven seems still. But don't mistake God's silence for absence. He's working behind the scenes. He's building your character. He's removing distractions. He's allowing you to lean in, to seek Him more deeply. The silence is sacred. It's in the quiet where intimacy is built. It's in the stillness where trust grows. Don't rush through this part. Something holy is happening. You're growing even when it doesn't look like it. Think of the seed buried in the soil. It's surrounded by darkness, hidden from sight and under pressure, but deep beneath the surface, roots are forming. Foundations are being built. Growth is happening. And one day it will break through. You're like that seed. Right now it may feel dark and lonely, but what's happening in the spiritual realm is powerful. You're not stagnant, you're being strengthened. There's favor on your faithfulness. Even when it didn't make sense, you kept trusting. When you didn't feel it, you still prayed. When others gave up, you held on. And God saw it all. Faithfulness in the valley is what qualifies you for promotion on the mountaintop. God honors endurance. He rewards those who seek Him diligently. You may feel unseen, but heaven is watching and your reward is coming in due season. Don't grow weary. You're closer than you think. Your current situation is not your final destination. Where you are now is not where you're going to stay. God is a God of movement. He's a God of progression. What feels like stagnation is often preservation. He's keeping you in a place of peace while He prepares your next step. When He's ready to move, doors will open you didn't even knock on. The change will be swift. Your dry season will suddenly bloom with opportunity. Stay faithful. Stay ready. Your destination is greater than this detour. God is rewriting your story with grace. You might feel like too much has gone wrong for anything to go right again. But God specializes in rewriting stories. He takes what the enemy tried to use against you and flips the script. He redeems every failure. He restores every lost year. He replaces shame with honor and mourning with joy. What felt like an ending is actually a comma. There's more to your story, and the next chapter will be full of grace, redemption, and divine surprises. The storm prepared you for the strength you now carry. You may not have realized it, but every storm shaped you. The waves didn't drown you. They trained you. The wind didn't blow you away. It grounded you. The lightning didn't break you. It awakened your power. Now, you carry strength forged in fire. You carry peace that the world didn't give. And you carry wisdom that came from experience. You're not who you used to be. You're stronger now. And that strength will serve you in the next season. God allowed the breaking to build something greater. Sometimes things have to fall apart for God to rebuild them His way. The breaking wasn't meant to destroy you. It was meant to purify, to prepare, and to redirect. Yes, it hurt. Yes, it felt like loss. But now, in the pieces, God is creating something better than what was before. Trust Him with what's broken. He's the potter, and in His hands your life becomes a masterpiece. Your obedience in pain is opening doors of favor. Obedience isn't always easy, especially when you're hurting. But you said yes anyway. You forgave when it was hard. You let go when it hurt. You chose faith over fear. And that obedience has not gone unnoticed. Heaven is responding. New doors are opening because of your obedience. Unexpected favor is coming because of your surrender. God is rewarding your heart posture, and it will overflow into every area of your life. God will use what crushed you to crown you. The very thing that tried to crush your spirit is going to be used to lift you up. Like Joseph, you were thrown in a pit, betrayed, forgotten. But also like Joseph, you're on your way to the palace. Promotion is coming not in spite of your suffering, but because of it. What was meant to crush you will become the reason you're crowned in victory. Get ready. A shift is coming. You didn't lose. You learned. That situation that didn't turn out the way you hoped, it wasn't a failure. It was a lesson. It taught you how to discern. It showed you who's truly for you. It revealed your own strength. And most importantly, it led you closer to God. You didn't lose anything that was meant for your destiny. What walked away was never part of the promise. What remains is what God is going to bless. God is building legacy through your life. You may feel like you're barely making it, but in the Spirit, God is building something generational through you. Your prayers are paving the way for future blessings. Your obedience is breaking curses. Your faith is planting trees that your children and grandchildren will find shade under. This isn't just about you, it's about legacy. It's about purpose that ripples through time. Keep going. What you're doing matters more than you know. Your waiting season is a working season in heaven. While you're waiting, God is working. While you're standing still, He's moving behind the scenes. While you're praying, angels are being dispatched. You may not see the fruit yet, but roots are going deep. Infrastructure is being laid in the unseen. And when the release comes, it will be quick, powerful, and undeniable. Heaven has not forgotten you. The blessing is on schedule. God wastes nothing, not even your mistakes. You may regret some choices. You may look back and wonder, why did I do that? But here's the truth. God is not limited by your past. He's not intimidated by your failures. What you see as a setback, He sees as a setup. Every detour, every wrong turn, even the moments you thought you ruined it all, He can use it. He's the God who turns messes into miracles. What was once a wound becomes a well of wisdom. Your pain will speak, and your past will no longer have power over you. God is still writing redemption into your story. He's making beauty from ashes. Believe it. You might feel like life burned everything to the ground, your dreams, relationships, hope. But in the ashes, God is doing something sacred. He's growing beauty right in the places that once brought you pain. Don't despise the ashes. They are evidence that something died, but also a promise that something better will rise. God doesn't leave things in ruin. He rebuilds, He renews, and what He brings forth will be stronger, purer, and more radiant than what was before. You're not behind. You're being aligned. It's easy to feel like life has passed you by, like everyone else is further along. But you're not behind. You're being divinely aligned. God is not rushing your process. He's preparing your path and positioning you for the perfect moment. When it happens, it will look like sudden acceleration to others. But you'll know it was God's timing all along. Every delay was divine. Every pause was protection. You are not late. You are right on time for what heaven has for you. God is maturing you through the middle. You're in the in-between. Not where you used to be, but not yet where you're going. This middle space can feel confusing and quiet, but it's sacred ground. In the middle, God develops patience. In the middle, He teaches you to lean not on your understanding, but on Him. The middle is not meaningless. It's where your roots grow deep. It's where He trains your hands for the next level. Don't rush the middle, embrace it. Transformation is happening. Even when it hurt, you didn't quit, and heaven noticed. There were moments you could have walked away from your faith. Times when quitting felt easier than trusting. But you stayed. You prayed. You held on to God when everything else felt like it was slipping. That kind of faith moves mountains. That kind of endurance gets heaven's attention. You might feel exhausted, but God is strengthening you even now. The reward for your resilience is on the way. You didn't quit, and you're about to see why that matters. Your healing is happening in layers. You may be asking, why am I not healed yet? But healing isn't always instant. Sometimes God heals in layers, deeper and deeper each time. He knows how much to touch at once. He knows what you're ready to release, and He heals not just the surface but the root. Don't be discouraged if you're still on the journey. Celebrate every step, every breakthrough, every little moment of peace. That's God working. He finishes what He starts. The enemy tried to break you, but it only built you. That attack you went through wasn't just about what happened, it was about what was coming. The enemy saw potential in you, so he tried to stop it. But he underestimated your God. He underestimated your resilience. And now, You're not just still standing, you're stronger. You've been refined by fire, not consumed by it. What was meant to bury you has become the foundation for the next season of your life. You're rising. This season is shaping your spiritual strength. Every unanswered prayer, every long night, every quiet moment. It's all shaping something in you that can't be shaken. Spiritual strength isn't built on easy days, it's forged in the fire of adversity. And you, beloved, are becoming unshakable. God is building endurance, wisdom, compassion, and divine authority in you. Others will feel it when you speak. They'll sense it in your presence. You've been through something, and the anointing will show.